H3 podcast. All right, they were covering a story. They brought on a guest. This woman went on a certain podcast and then had a story to tell afterwards. She says she doesn't like the people she met there. They give her a ride home and she leaves her wallet inside the vehicle.
I left my wallet in Myron's car because he was the one driving. And Myron gets the wallet, and Walter was like, "Oh, he wants your friend's number if he's going to bring back the wallet," meaning me. So I was like, sure, like I need my wallet. Like I'm not going to text this guy anyways. He gets my number and he brings back the wallet. And I had basically texted him saying, like, don't steal my wallet, like before he put it back. And then he tried to maintain a conversation with me, like through text. And I was like, not answering him because I had gotten my wallet back. It would be fun to sit here and like make him look dumb. Like he sits here and he thinks that he can get all these women, but then a 19-year-old like doesn't like, rejects him. So basically he kept like texting me every day. Like when I wouldn't respond, he would just say, hello, 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 like called me. I never answered. And then eventually
needy,
I was like,
a little desperate.
So I basically said, you know what? Yeah, if we're going to hang out, I want to eat dinner or go to lunch. Simple. And he said, well, you can come to my place and see if you can handle me. And
Wow.
I was like, no, he said, if you can handle this. From there, he just basically just kept texting me like,
Does this make make sense story to you?
That's what you did. That's what you did.
Sorry,
No.
Like this was so fucking nonsense.
What's up, Get Fit fam? Welcome back to Authentic Alphas. Back with another response video. So as you can see, I'm over here triple multitasking, getting this prep cardio going, getting my lift in. And I said also, let me go ahead and just make this quick follow-up video to my last post, which was a special request video that I was more than happy to do because I'm tired of dudes telling me what topics to talk about and they're not sponsoring the channel. So I've been getting a lot of feedback from, older dudes that give me mentorship, dudes that have been in the space a lot longer, know a lot more about YouTube. And they're all saying the same thing, man. Allende, you're giving away way too much free knowledge, way too much game, and it's not being appreciated. And I definitely agree. And my last special request video is a good case in point. Because the reason why I gotta do a follow-up to it is because so many people missed the damn point of the video. Which is really, really embarrassing for men today in general. Now, I will say, not everybody missed the point. A lot of guys did get it, and a lot of guys, got it. They understood that it was a positive message, very helpful, but still had some questions. So I said, all right, cool, let me kind of put it all in there. So I'm gonna address the people that had valid questions, as well as the people that had dumbass comments to make, coming in with a preconceived notion and narrative, not listening at all because the video explains itself like all of my videos do. But I decided to use this Abba and Preach reaction to the situation because several people use them as some type of tool to debunk my video. Of course, all of which missed the fucking point. And when I actually took the time to watch Abba and Preach's video, because I'm doing so much damn cardio, I was like, all right, let me see what they're talking about. So I watched Abba and Preach's video and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. They're making all the same points that I'm making. Here's the thing though, This is what those particular people, I'm sure many other people who were just quiet and weren't verbal about it, also missed. Okay, what Abba and Preach are doing is they're taking the situation and saying, look at the fuckery of women today, of young women today, and making it comical. And that's what they do. They take situations that are just goofy and they make quality content out of it, basically poking fun at it, making it comedic, and also, in the process of reacting to it, right? Okay, but here's the thing. I took the H3 video and I went a completely different direction with it. I was recognizing the same thing that they were recognizing, and I was saying, hey, let me turn this into a teachable moment. Now, the guy that requested the video, I don't know if he's like a Fresh and Fit hater. I don't know why he wanted my opinion or my take on it, but that's not my business. He said, hey, I want you to respond to this. He paid the cost, and I said, all right, cool, I'm gonna get on it. But what I did is what I always do with all special requests and all topics. I said, how can I turn this into a teachable moment for guys? So we're gonna go ahead and check out this Abba and Preach video, and I'm gonna show you frame by frame how they're actually saying the same thing that I'm saying, but I'm having a different take on it in the sense of how to prevent it from happening to guys. How to prevent it from happening to you. Duh. All right, I know it's entertaining, but I'm not here to entertain. I'm here to give information. I know entertaining is more lucrative, but that wouldn't be me being me. And shout out to the late, great Kevin Samuels. That was the bit of advice that he gave me. Just don't worry about what other people are doing. Just be Allende and do what Allende does. And one of those things is bodybuilding. So I'm getting several guys in shape right now. I'm not focusing on making original content at this moment or doing live streams. I'm focusing on preparing to go out of the country, getting ready to compete, looking to win as I was undefeated my last season. I'm getting all of my clients in person in line and getting them up to speed so that they'll be able to make it through the month without me. So that's just where my focus is right now, guys. So that's why I'm not pumping out, videos and content at the normal every 12 hours, like I did for pretty much a damn year. But this I thought was a serious topic. I thought this was serious. And of course, these low IQ people are gonna just assume that this is like some attack on Fresh and Fit, which is laughable because there's so many different ways I would have played this if that's what it was. It's literally numbered 1 through 10 with steps and advice on what not to do to end up in that situation. But let's take a look at what Abba and Preach have to say, and I'm gonna go ahead and fill in the gaps on how they're literally saying all the same shit I said in my video. For everybody that fucking missed it.
You say, okay, he texts me nonstop, I don't respond. Cool. Then you say, but you know what, actually I'll go to dinner with this guy so I can interrupt him. So I'm like, if we go to dinner, I'm fine with it. Then he keeps texting me, but I don't respond. Does that make sense?
No.
Whenever someone comes to me with a story like, oh, this dude's shady, I'm like, well, that's your style.
What did you do?
Let's hear it. And I'll try to listen to you. And if your side of the story, which I know is supposed to favor you, doesn't make sense, I'll look at you a little crazy.
Yeah, definitely.
So for all the young guys or inexperienced guys or whatever guys were jumping in my email to tell me, oh, why did you make a video about this? Why didn't you make a video about how they debunked it? Myron and Fresh debunked it. Even Abba and Preach debunked it. So what are you talking about? All right, let me show you something. let me show you something. Okay, first of all, I didn't make a video about this chick being like valid. It's not what I made a video about. I didn't make a video about her telling the truth, stupid. I didn't make a video about Myron doing something wrong or essaying this chick. It's not what I made a video about. In the intro, I explained that. I made a video about how to not get in this position as a man, meaning I was talking to men in general, means I was saying that this can happen to anyone and happens all the time. This isn't about Myron. What the fuck? Like, WTF, goddamn these niggas. But anyhow, let me show you something. So everything that he just said right there They just are just, recapping on what was said and what happened. But Allende is always trying to go deeper. I'm always trying to give a unique perspective, okay? So I started off with 10. Don't holla at less attractive chicks. I've said this several times on my channel. If you're gonna holla at a chick and put yourself in that position, it might as well be the best looking girl you possibly think that you can get. Now, I know this is not connecting for people. That's why it's a different perspective. Let me break it down how everything they just said stems from her not being that attractive. Watch this. So what she did was she wasted a bunch of people's fucking time. She called in to H3 for attention. She let Myron sit there and chase her and make her feel special, even though she wasn't interested. You know who does shit like that? Oh my God. You know who does that shit like that? Oh my God, oh my God. Insecure girls. Girls that aren't used to the attention. Girls that are used to being around other girls that look better than them. You see where I'm going with this? So this is one of the things that is liable to happen when you fuck with girls that are subpar or below, which is why it's on my list of things to avoid, so you don't get this type of response.
And he was like, oh, well, you can't leave your friend alone. And I was like, not really. Because it was because I never wanted to be alone with him at all. I did not want to be alone with him. We were doing our own thing, and Walter had showed up. And he came up to us, like we went to his table, he was talking to us, and he comes straight up to me and he says, well, Myron wants you. And I said, a child? Like just being in his presence, like later in the night, I felt very sick because it was just weird. So again, like I didn't want to be alone with him.
Oh, stop. Okay, my girl. Why are you going out with a guy that you don't want to be alone with? Who raised you and what are you doing?
Because she wants to be the one that rejects him.
I really...
I've been preacher funny as hell. They do what they do very, very well. I like them. I like their channel. Now, you see what they just said right there? Okay. Tip number 3 on my list. Be direct. No confirmation means there's no justification for participation. Now, I get it. They're over here saying that it's the girl's fault because she's sending mixed signals, blah, blah, blah. Okay, guess what, guys? My video wasn't about whose fault it was. My video was about how to avoid wasting your fucking time, your money, your energy, and your effort chasing a bitch and ending up with nothing because you didn't get the confirmation. So again, technically, Abraham Preacher saying pretty much the same thing that I'm saying. It's just that I went a step further and told you how to not end up in this situation in the first place. But you guys would rather argue that Myron is right and women lie and... Next.
So Walter, my friend was like, oh yeah, that's great. Like, let's get food with each other. And Walter looked over and like signaled her like, no, like we're not doing that. So eventually, like we pull up in front of the podcast apartment, and Myron's coming out of the building, and I get out of the car, and Walter leaves.
So now they've left the club with them to go meet up with the dude that she supposedly said she wanted nothing to do with and really disliked.
No, you're doing the most.
Walter leaves with my friend and took her to like another club. So I'm with Myron by myself. So we get into his car and he drives us.
This story makes no sense. So when your friend was in the car with Walter, you get out the car. What, he just drives off with her like a hostage situation? Is that what you want me to believe? And then you being terrified in fucking downtown Miami, all right, where there's people everywhere, you were just like, all right, I'll get in the car with this dude that I don't like, who I think is kind of creepy and weird. Really? This is a story we're supposed to believe? Does this make sense to anybody listening? And what about the friend? Is the friend just sitting there like with a gun to her head?
What they just said, again, it was funny. I love it. My take on that very same sentiment was a combination of 3 and 8. 3 was be direct and make sure to get a confirmation. 8 was don't kidnap bitches. And I was clear to say, when I say kidnap, I mean anything that can be interpreted as it, can be looked at as it, can be phrased as that. That's what I said, bro. I'm not literally saying that Myron kidnapped this chick. I'm saying that if you make sure to be direct and get a direct response that confirms, yes, I would like to go with you alone somewhere, It can be interpreted like that. And I'm saying it because innocent men get jammed up all the time. You can call it semantics, you can call it women lie, you could call it gynocentric, whatever you want to call it. The point is, you don't want to be in that position as a dude because it ain't going to be YouTube. There isn't going to be the defendant, which is your ass, and then Abra and Preach or your defense team. That's not what it's going to be when you're in this situation, homeboy. When you're in a court, okay, these guys aren't going to be your lawyers, all right? Your ass is going to end up going to jail or getting sued or fined or whatever the hell because they're going to take her word over it.
I believe what you said happened.
Okay.
Because of when I was working with in social services and stuff like that, blah blah blah. They act like that.
Who's they?
The girls that age.
Uh-huh.
They act like that. They really do. Now, it's not because she did act like that and that story didn't go unfold. It probably unfolded the way she says it unfold. But my girl, this is on you. But it's on
You also, it's also on you, the guy, okay? Yes, the chick was acting goofy as shit, but to answer another fellow's question, who tried to act like, somehow I'm hating on Myron or I'm like somehow trying to side with the girl or, no, what he said is I was shaming men for liking young women. Okay. Now I'm gonna tell you why, yeah, sure, it's the girl's fault, but why it's gonna be the guy's fault more. Because if the guy is that much older than the girl, like 32, 33, 34, 35, and I say that because we don't know how old Myron is because he keeps giving people different numbers. So I don't know if he's 33 or 35. I don't know. He told me 33. Somebody told me that when he got doxxed, it was 35. That's irrelevant. The point is, he's more than a decade older than the girl, which wouldn't be that bad if she was, over 25, like I recommend. But she was 19, which means she's only been an adult. Well, she's only been considered an adult for a year. Now, you heard Preach just say that, yes, girls this age, that's how they act. Okay, so for the knucklehead that was saying, Allende, why are you shaming men for liking girls 19? She's legal. There's nothing wrong with it. Bro, this isn't about what's legal and not legal. I knocked a dude out in Italy because he was actively trying to sleep with 16-year-olds where it's legal. You know why I knocked his ass out? Because I told him, don't do or say anything about that around me. I don't want to be nowhere near you or associated with you. You're out here looking for 16-year-olds to sleep with. I don't approve of it. I think it's disgusting. Get away from me. He told me I can't tell him what to say. I said, I'll tell you what, say it again and see if I don't take your jaw loose. He said it again. His jaw was loose. Okay? It wasn't about what's legal or illegal or whatever. It was about it's morally wrong. And I'm saying that as to say that if you're dealing with a chick that's immature, she's doing immature things, making immature decisions, not only is she gonna waste your time, right? At best. The best case scenario is that a little young chick like that just wastes your time. The worst case scenario is she does something goofy and you get penalized for it. And when you're getting jammed up, nobody's gonna have any sympathy for you. Nobody's gonna say, oh, no. It's 100% her fault because she's over 18. No, they're gonna say this older man manipulated this young girl, took advantage of her, he was a predator, blah, 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 blah. That's what's gonna happen, all right? So there's the answer to your question, homeboy. That's why I was saying stay away from girls that young if you're that much older than them. If you're 22, 23, cool. 19 is the sweet spot for you. All right? If you're 30 and up, stay the fuck away from girls that still have a 1 in front of their fucking age.
This place, this spot. I don't know why it was open at 5 a.m., but we sat down, we ate food. And mind you, from the minute
Why was it open at 5 a.m.? Because it's Miami, stupid.
So let me get this. So your friend gets taken away, okay? Then you get in the car with this guy. Y'all go get some grub, because you know what I mean? Even though you get kidnapped, you still got to eat, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I mean, being a victim makes you hungry.
I have a sense of kill that I'm going if you want money, I don't have it. But if you want food, we could pass by a place.
At any point, you could have called your friend. At any point, you could have just left. Hey, This is not Arkansas, okay? This is not some fucking place with no cell service. This is not rural Florida where gators everywhere. This is downtown Miami. If you don't want to leave with the nigga, call a fucking Uber. It's not that expensive.
Yes, he's 100% right what he's saying. She could have left it at any time. She could have called an Uber. Yeah. I get it. But here's the thing. You only get in a situation like that by acting desperate. That's how you get in a situation like that. That's why Don't Be Desperate is number 5 on that list, okay? All the time and effort that Myron spent trying to seduce this little 19-year-old, whatever the fuck he was trying to do, bro, she was not animately playing along with it. He wanted her to come straight to his place. She wanted to go out to eat and do a whole bunch of other things, all right? He could have got Uber Eats. He could have got Postmates. He could have did any of that. But he chose to wait until she was done at a nightclub and then go over to the nightclub and pick her up. Then he wanted to take her directly home and instead took her to eat and all. Come on, bro. That's too much bouncing around when you know what you're trying to do. If you got the confirmation, you could at least like talked it out and made a plan. If he had got the confirmation, she was like, yeah, I want to go back home with you and stay with you tonight and do all that fun stuff. Then he could have been like, okay, well now we can get something to eat. You see how that works, guys? Mind you, I'm a fucking G with decades of experience in this. So I know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about creating a frame and maintaining it so that you're sure that you're gonna get what you want before you do any type of funky stuff, all right? So if you have this type of discussion and agreement with the chick, now you can go get food, you could do this, you could do that, you could stop at the liquor store, you could do whatever the heck you're gonna do, obviously if the girl's of age to drink. But what I'm saying is you could do all the detours you wanna do because she's already confirmed she going home with you tonight.
We ended up back at the podcast studio. Wow! My God! What is you doing, my God?
Yo, what is she doing? But the question is, what is this nigga doing? Because according to her, she didn't confirm she wanted to do any of that, of the sexual stuff, right? So I know this is gonna be hard for some guys, bro, because you guys are trying to prove the wrong thing, right? And I'm not talking to everyone. I'm talking about the guys that are missing the point. The guys that are like, what Allende? She went back to his place, so, dude, like how many times does it have to be said? Men and women are different. We're held to different standards. Women don't have to be logical. Women don't have to make good decisions. Women don't have to tell the truth. I mean, like what don't you understand? If it was a guy, yeah, if it was a guy, you could hold him accountable and be like, yo, dude, why would you go there if you weren't, you see what I mean? With a girl, you can't do that. So just because she came back to his place doesn't mean anything. Yes, I agree 100% that if a girl comes back to your place at 3, 4, bro, first of all, I agree if a girl comes to your place at any time of the day. It could be 8 in the morning. I don't care. If you come to my place, you come in my bedroom, like, what the hell? You see what I'm trying to say? The point is, that's not the way the court of law is going to look at it. That's not the way her parents are going to look at it. That's not the way her boyfriend that she didn't tell you about is going to look at it. That's not the way any of these people, come on, you remember what happened with the Tate brothers? Okay, this same dude is over here saying that, the Tate brothers are traffickers, human traffickers and all of this. Really? Because what the story that they explained is exactly what I expected, that the chick had her parents in the dark or she had a dude in the dark. It turns out it was both. She had her mom in the dark and she had her boyfriend in the dark, and they both tried to jam the Tates up because she didn't take accountability for wanting to go hang with these superstars, these playboys. She made it seem like they did what? What? Kidnapped her. And I said the same thing about the younger Tate brother that I said about Myron, okay? That he shouldn't have been fucking with a stranger like that. He shouldn't have been fucking with a random bitch that he didn't vet, that he didn't know that well, right? So you know what? Let me take this time to add something to the list and make another point. All right, this is something I myself do. I say it to guys, most guys brush me off and they ain't trying to hear it, and I get it, because when I was their age, I wasn't thinking like that. When I was in my 20s, I was all about hooking up with girls the first night. I was all about meeting girls and smashing. As I got older and I got in situations myself, because I'm not saying I've never been in a situation similar to what Myron is having to defend himself in now. That's why I made the fucking video with 10 ways to avoid that. How do you think I figured those 10 ways out? Through experience, through myself being like, yo, why is this bitch wasting my time? Why is this chick acting like she ain't trying to do nothing? And I done took her out, I done spent money, I done brought her home, we had drinks, we did all these things, and now this chick is over here moving my hand. Y'all really think I haven't been in these situations, bro? But I haven't been in these situations in over 10 years. Wait, more than that. 15, 16. I can't remember the last time I've been in a situation similar to that when a girl's acting like she ain't trying to fuck. You know why? Because I follow the things on the damn list that I'm suggesting to you guys. It's called sharing game, sharing knowledge, sharing strategy and tactics. So for all you ungrateful dummies out there that want to argue, why don't you shut up and listen so you can get better at what you're trying to do and not be in these type of situations. Now back to what I was telling you. So I don't fuck with chicks I just met anymore, bro. I don't do the first night. I don't do that no more. It's too risky nowadays. All right? I got too much to lose. So no, I'm not trying to meet some chick and then same night I'm trying to do something with her. And I say this to guys and they look at me like I'm crazy. If I meet a chick somewhere, I exchange numbers and I straight up tell her, listen, I want to see you again sometime. And if she's acting like she's trying to hang out, I'll be like, listen, you didn't come here for me and I didn't come here for you. We just met. I want you all to myself. So another night will be for us, okay? But when that chick was getting dressed and putting on her makeup, it wasn't for you because she didn't know you yet. She just met you. And if she likes you and she wants you, she can wait. And that's what I was taught. That's what the older G's taught me. They said, listen, if she really feeling you, she can wait, okay? And that's just that's high value man behavior, okay? I know it sounds crazy to all you guys thinking in normie mindset, all you guys that are just thinking like every other guy thinks, but that's why you're gonna get treated like every other guy thinks. I mean, how every other guy acts. You're gonna get treated like every other guy because you're thinking and acting like every other guy, okay? If you are that dude, you can go a night without a chick. If you are that dude, you should have other chicks already. And if you are that dude, she can wait, all right? And this is how you keep yourself out of getting into these situations because it's a lot harder to be in a weird situation like that with a girl that you already have been talking to, that you were already able to text and say things like, yo, I can't wait to be alone with you. I can't wait to blah, 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 blah. And then she confirms it. And yes, in my text support, I'm going to be showing you this. I'm going to be showing you me messaging with girls and how I go about getting the confirmation, all right? I'm already been like, well, first of all, just like Myron, I don't delete my messages. You see what I'm trying to say? So for all you guys acting like I'm trying to make Myron into this person or whatever, bro, Myron's just a man on earth. So he deals with the same shit. I deal with the same shit. And just like he takes the precaution of always keeping his receipts, guess what? I've been doing that long before I met Myron. Okay, thank you, iCloud. I keep all my messages and shit too, all my receipts too. And I will be sharing it in tech support so you guys can see how you get the fucking confirmation. And one day that confirmation might save your life in the court of law. Let's move forward. All right, so yes, he's being humor, he's adding humor to it, but that's why number 6 on my list was know what to discuss and not to, because he's over here trying to smash the chick, but he's arguing with her about politics and the difference between genders and all this other kind of stuff. Hey guys, I know we're all like supposed to be red pill and we're all in the manosphere and all this other kind of stuff, but just keep the manosphere, amongst other men. Don't discuss these topics with women, bro, because they're not gonna lead to you smashing. And if they do, you would have to be, a dude like me. You know what I'm saying? I can somewhat have those conversations and still keep the chick's interest or attraction or whatever. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I'm just being honest, as always. The average dude is not gonna be able to say, red pill shit. The average dude is not gonna be able to recite, red pill content, and the girls still wanna fuck with him. I'm telling you right now, women are very sensitive. They take everything personal. Once you say something about a female, all females are gonna take it personal. All right? My mom and my sister don't wanna hear me talk about nothing fucking red pill, okay? And I'm not trying to date my mom or my sister, and they get pissed off hearing anything like that. If I'm playing it and they overhear it, they want me to turn it off. Me and my mom had an argument one time because I was listening to something on YouTube and my niece was around, and my mom was like, don't listen to that around her. I forgot who it was, and they weren't even saying nothing that serious. They were just calling women out on their nonsense. And my mom got super upset and defensive about it because my niece was overhearing some red pill content. So I'm trying to tell you, bro, it's not something you want to talk about around women. Again, very good advice, very solid input, but I got guys over here acting like I'm trying to attack Fresh and Fit, and they're defending Fresh and Fit rather than, defending all men, which is what I'm trying to do with this fucking video.
It's cap.
Out of the car to the minute that I left with him, I was debating him the whole time, and not even debating, just telling him how much I hate his views and like him himself. And yeah, so basically, my friend was alone with Fresh, and I was alone with Fit. Perfect. It was
Jesus.
a perfect night. I'm talking to him. I'm facing him in the driver's seat. I'm still going. I'm passionate and heated, telling him my views and stuff. And we ended up back at the podcast studio.
Whoa! My gal!
Hold on.
What is you doing, Miguel?
Hold on.
Oh!
Listen.
I don't want to be alone with him, so I end up at the studio. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Okay. Now, I have always given Walter props on his little catchphrase. Can you handle me? I've always given him props on that. When he told me that, when he first told me, I was like, yeah, okay, that makes perfect sense. I do something similar. I have my own way to get confirmation. So Myron borrowed it, stole it, whatever you want to say. But here's the error, though. Here's the problem with it, though, guys. He said it, but he didn't get the confirmation. I swear to God, this is just amazing that someone tried to actually use fucking Fresh and Fit so-called debunking and Abba and Preach's fucking reaction video to like devalue my video. And I'm literally adding the little puzzle pieces that these guys aren't mentioning. That's why the whole shit happened, guys, because he didn't do number 3. He didn't get confirmation. He said it to her. He said, can you handle me? But he didn't actually get the yes, I can handle you. I can handle whatever you got. He didn't get that. Fresh gets it. That's the whole point. When Fresh says it to the chick, he makes sure that the chick says, yes, I can handle you, or what do you mean, so that he can reiterate, he can further explain, and she can give him the confirmation. That's why Fresh be actually smashing chicks. And I've also said that many times before. I don't know about the body count that he claims, but I know Fresh be smashing chicks. Because every time I would go over to his apartment, they'd be a naked chick in his bed. I'm just being honest, and I don't like fucking Fresh or Myron. I don't have to lie for anybody, okay? So I don't know what's going on with Myron when he never seems to be closing the deal. It's like high school all over again for him, getting rejected, getting turned down by a 19-year-old at that, but that seems to be his pattern, okay? Fresh gets the confirmation. So it looks like he agrees with some of the things on my list. Moving on.
4 or 5 a.m. in Miami, and like no one's in the studio, but the lights are all on. They have everything set up, and I already knew the way of the apartment. So I'm sitting in the kitchen area of the podcast studio. I'm walking out to the balcony, and there's like a door that I hadn't seen open before. Like basically, it's an apartment that they made into a studio. So that was the bedroom. So I'm walking like towards the bedroom into the balcony, like towards the balcony, and he's standing in the door frame, and he just grabs my face and kisses me.
Wow. There you go. He was reading the room, good at reading the signals.
Yeah.
You talking about, oh, he couldn't read the room. Oh. You went back to his place at 5 after he told you should come back to my place and see if you can handle me. I mean...
Again, number 3, get the confirmation. Bro, yes, I agree with Abba. Myron was making it clear what he wanted to do the entire time, but he wasn't getting the confirmation so that she could be clear. Do you guys see how simple this is? This is super simple. Myron was making it clear he wanted to fuck, but he was letting her be ambiguous. He was letting her, give all these mixed signals and all this confusion. All he had to do was just say, yo, either you say yes to this, or I'm gonna stop giving you attention, stop giving you my time. That's supposed to be valuable because he's a high valued man. Oh, no, let me stop right there, because then I'm hating, right? I'm hating for just pointing out that this is not how you conduct yourself if you want a female of any age to respect you or your time. I'm like, what the fuck part of this is like debunkable or some kind of lie or some kind of, bro, it's simple what I'm saying. It's simple to understand the truth in it. If you don't treat your time like it's extremely valuable, why would a chick, especially a stranger, she said she didn't previously know Myron, so she's just now meeting him, and this is what he's showing her, that a 35-year-old is willing to chase around a 19-year-old that's playing games. So let me fill you guys in on a little something, since most guys don't have experience with women. Women will waste your fucking time if you let them. She knew she was wasting Myron's time, and she was entertained by it. She was enamored by it. Don't be that guy.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here, man. That is the most privileged position in the world, where you can walk through life and think you can make the most crazy decisions after being told this is what's gonna happen. You come back to my place, we gonna make out, we gonna fuck. You just know all this, you show up, you're like, whoa! He tried to fuck me! I know he told me for the last 100 times he was gonna try, but he really tried it.
And
Awesome.
kisses me. I'm like, no thank, like, you know, I'm like, no thanks.
Did he lead with tongue or no?
I was very uncomfortable. And also, I always forget this part whenever I tell this story, but like a little bit beforehand, I had opened the fridge before like he kissed me and stuff. I had opened the fridge and I saw like he had White Claws, like, cause they have like alcohol in the fridge and stuff. And they had a White Claw in the fridge and I was like, oh, White Claw. I was like, oh, can I have one? Like as a joke. And he was like, yeah, you can have one, but just don't tell anybody.
Cause she's underage. So I was like, he tried to give me alcohol.
No.
I want everyone to remember
No.
two things.
You were at the club
And your girl said, when you told your girl, he told me to get Listerine or whatever.
because you were drinking at
Because
the club.
what did she reply? She said, oh, it's because he can tell from your breath that you were at the club. Meaning you were drinking at the club.
Nah.
And now you want to act incredulous.
No, we're not doing this.
Don't give underage girls drinks. So I'm going to add a little something to that I should have added the first time, since it applies here to what Abba and Preach is saying. Not only should you not be giving underage girls drinks, but don't be with them if they're drunk. Okay? Now, I haven't had to deal with this for some time because I stopped dealing with girls under 21 a long time ago. But I do remember being smart enough, okay, not to be around girls that were drunk under 21. And I'm going to tell you why. I get it. I have a dick too. I get it. I was in my 20s too. You're looking for any advantage that you can get. I get it. If the girls are a little bit tipsy and they're acting a little silly and touchy-feely, you're like, oh shit, this is gonna be my lucky night. I'm gonna be able to get it. It's leaning in my favor. Here's the thing though, guys. If for any reason something happens, if you get pulled over and the cop says, wait a minute, she looks like she's been drinking. You might be 24, okay? 21, 22, whatever. If that cop, confirms that she's been drinking, you could have not been the one to give her alcohol. You could be like, no, I'm picking her up. She was drinking where she was drinking. You're still in some water you don't want to be in, okay? That's a liability now. You don't know how that's going to play out. You don't know what they're going to try to pin on you or put on you. The same way I was saying in other videos, be careful picking up girls the first night you meet at clubs and shit like that, because if someone else puts something in their drink, these drugs take a while to kick in, guys. So if someone put something in her drink previous, and then you're the lucky guy that gets to go home with her, and she passes out, and then they do a toxicology test, guess who they're going to try to pin it on? And you're going to have a hard time explaining yourself because you don't even know the chick. So you're not going to look credible. They're going to be like, yo, why are you with this chick and you don't even know her? It's like, oh, no, I just met her at the club and we're just hooking up. And come on, it just doesn't sound good, guys. It doesn't sound good because they're going to give the girl the benefit of the doubt. They're going to say, okay, this unconscious bitch that you don't know just decided to go home with you and trust you. And you're like, yes, happens all the time. And the cops are like, you see what I mean? So that's what I'm saying, guys. Be careful. The video I made was about being cautious. It was precautionary. That's what it was, bro. Don't take it for anything other than that. Do what the hell I'm telling you with those 10 things, you will be safer for it. Now, whether or not Myron gave this bitch drinks, it wouldn't have even mattered because as Abba just pointed out, she obviously was drinking where she went. That's my point exactly. But who would they try to pin it on is my point. Where was she before she went to the club? She was at the Fresh and Fit podcast. So are you sure she's gonna be sure to tell, whoever authorities that, no, it was the club. It was someone in the club that bought it for me. It was the bartender, it was their fault. Bro, I used to work in the nightclub industry, okay? And that was a very, very dangerous thing because they will come and shut the whole damn club down if they can prove that one underage girl was drinking. I'm not pulling this out my ass. I've seen it happen. Don't be that guy.
Yeah, I didn't have the keys to my friend's apartment, so I didn't feel like taking an Uber there and just waiting.
Right.
So I'm like trying to again, give him cues, like I want to leave, I don't want to be here. And he's like, oh, you can sit on the bed. So I sit on the bed and I'm sitting at the edge of the bed, like the memes, how they.
So I like how he tells you, hey, can you sit on the bed? Fine. You're trying to give cues that you want to leave. At what point did you make this clear to him? I'm just asking, at what point did you tell him that you wanted to leave?
Again, everything that they're saying aligns with what I was trying to tell guys how to avoid. Okay? You see how I was like, at what point in time did you tell this dude you didn't want to be there? How many times in that video did I say, follow these steps so that you will not waste your time? Myron wasted his entire night, and now he's over here defending himself in the court of public opinion. And all this could have been avoided if he was just bold enough to be direct and give her an opportunity to give a confirmation. And if she didn't want to confirm and you know what I'm saying, just come out and say yeah, then he could have sniffed up some other chick's skirt. He could have barked up some other tree, or he could have just did what he does a lot, which is, I guess, go without a girl for the night. He could have did any of those things and not have been in this situation that could have played out a lot worse. Okay? This happens to a lot of guys. I mentioned in the video several times that over 80% of guys do things on this list. They make these mistakes. I said that a couple of times throughout the fucking video. So it's obvious that it wasn't about Myron. It was about guys in general trying to get laid and putting themselves in risky situations with women who are not confirming that they want to do any of that with the guy, which makes you come off as the predator, as the coercer, because she's not blatantly saying she wants to do that and you don't fucking previously know her. All right? So it just comes back to what I was saying about be direct and this won't happen. He would have been better off verbally being direct than trying to kiss the chick, than trying to put himself on top of her. He would have been better off just verbalizing that to her and letting her say yes or no. But I digress.
Gap between the both of us where it's like very obvious, like I don't like you, that I'm.
It's very obvious that you don't like him, but you do what he says.
Even to the mouthwash.
So your indication of saying you don't want anything intimate or physical is sliding up exactly as he told you.
He kissed you. You didn't like it. He asked you to put on mouthwash. You did.
Okay, let's keep on.
Do you see how that can be perceived as someone? Saying, okay, I'll put mouthwash for what? You to continue?
I tell you what, this brings me back to 5. Because you're telling her to get mouthwash and do all this other shit, and she didn't actually give you no box? She didn't actually give you no box and you went through all of that? I'm sorry, at the end of the day, you come off as desperate. There's no other way to read it, guys. It doesn't matter who you put in that position. It could be any guy. You could replace Myron with any guy. If you spent that many hours of your night, okay, you went to eat, you paid for food, drinks, whatever, bro. You did all of that. You brought her back to your place. You let her use your mouthwash. You let her change her outfit and did all of this stuff, and you didn't get no box. What happened, bro? You talked yourself out of the pussy? You're inexperienced and turned her off? You didn't know how to bust a move? I mean, what happened there? All I know is that if you went through all of that and you didn't get the box, you come off as desperate, bro. That's an L. I don't want you guys to take that out.
And I remember, again, I was speaking about my views. Once again, he just jumps on top of me and starts making out with me.
Wow.
Like trying to kiss me and stuff. And so I'm like, I have my hands like on him where it's like, I don't want him like laying on me like intimately. So I'm just holding my hands up and I'm like, no. This was about like max a minute long. And I was wearing like this shirt and it's like a very loose shirt, whatever. And he basically lifts up the shirt and made a comment. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm over this. Like, and
Wait,
I
he
said
lifted
to him,
up your shirt and kind of looked at underneath it and commented?
Yeah, my chest. And it was very creepy. It was very weird.
I don't want to. This is bad. This is very bad. I think he may have assaulted you. I mean, at this point,
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that, but like, again, like.
Yes, it's not his duty to bring you back home. The entitlement on this is amazing.
You came to his place at 5 a.m., okay? Made the most mixed signals I've ever seen. And by all indication, it looked like you guys were going to fuck. Then you said no last minute. Okay. You want to leave? Okay.
Leave.
Give me a ride. No. Why does he owe you that? No. You could say he's an asshole. Mm-hmm. You can say it's a douchey thing. Mm-hmm. We agree. Why is this a YouTube video?
And actually,
who gives a fuck if the man is douchey? Why is this a YouTube video? The reason why you're airing this out is to paint him as some kind of fucking predator. That's why you're doing this.
So basically
let's
what
be
you-
honest. The reason why this is being framed this way.
I agree with Abba 100% on that. I think that H3 definitely does have a vendetta for Fresh and Fit. A lot of people think that about me. They can think that all day long. I mean, whatever, bro. The proof is in the pudding. Every video I've ever done on Fresh and Fit, no matter how much you think I was hating, no matter how much you think I was bashing, no matter how much you think I was criticizing, even if you think I was lying, I don't know how the fuck you can imagine that. The point is, I made every single one of them an opportunity to give good advice to guys. I use every single one of them as an opportunity to say, hey, don't make a fool of yourself like this. Don't do this stupid shit. Don't put yourself in this position. When Fresh was first messing with Miranda, of course he's back playing himself with her now. My girl tells me all the time, I saw Fresh again with this chick, and this chick always looks like she doesn't want to be with him. I said, that's because she doesn't. Even my girl can see it. She knows nothing about this shit. She just knows that the white girl I see Fresh with never is always upset. She always looks like she doesn't want to be with Fresh. Yeah, she's settling for Fresh. But when I made the whole facts video about Fresh and Miranda, the whole video was about how you don't get played like that. It wasn't about bashing Fresh, bro. That's already obvious that he's a sucker and he played himself. Okay, we know that already. He's a simp, so what? The point is, how can guys learn from that situation? How can guys prevent that from happening to them? And that's what that video was about. Just like this video was about how you don't get put in the wrong situation like Myron, trying to get some butt. See, Fresh puts himself in some bad situations with women trying to get a relationship, and Myron puts himself in bad situations with girls trying to get sex. So it's funny because the two of them, they show you both sides of the coin where guys are failing with women. One is showing you how guys fail in relationships. The other one is showing you how guys fail in trying to sleep with women. I think it's amazing because they're both making all this damn money. They're both supposedly supposed to be high-value guys, but they're both getting rejected left and right, constantly and consistently. Very interesting. Teachable moments here, guys.
This is a regular encounter where the dude's mad they're not getting laid and he says, leave. Who cares? He was just a dick. You could have had some, you said no. He acted like it. Who cares?
And the funny thing is that actually, when you actually verbalize the no, he stopped.
Bruh.
You have no story there.
Bruh.
That's not a story. Bruh. The minute, because every point that led up to this, you did everything that he asked you to do. And when you said no, he stopped. This ain't no story.
Thank you, Preach. I also agree with Preach 100%. When she finally verbalized it, Myron stopped. You do realize this confirms the entire fucking list, right? Because by her saying, no, I don't want to have sex with you, you know what that was? That was her confirming that she didn't want to have sex. That same confirmation that I said he should have got a long time ago. He could have got that out of her within the first 5 minutes. This is the same guy that tells you that high-value men can explore their options and exercise their options. And if he has a girl, the other girl, she has to accept that he's going to be with other women and blah. Okay, well, if you're so bold and you're so cocky, right, and you're so arrogant, you're so confident, why can't you just come at a 19-year-old like, what's up, we fucking or what? You grown, right? You old enough, what's up? You all grown up? Can you handle this? Can you handle me? Or you don't say, oh, you're just a shy little girl, what's up? According to Myron and his attitude and his persona, he should have no problem saying that to a woman, right? His whole podcast is about spitting facts to women, right? That's what it's about, right? Uncomfortable truths, right? Facts over feelings, right? Come on, man. You guys gotta knock it off. Listen, I don't give a fuck about who wants to criticize me or challenge me. All I'm saying is, if you're gonna do either, come with some reality, bro. Come with some facts. Come with an argument that makes sense. I love a good argument. I can debate all day, every day. I should have been a fucking lawyer. Just don't come to me with goofy, silly shit that don't make no fucking sense. Don't come to me with stuff that was already explained and confirmed. Don't come to me with dumb shit, all right? Come to me with a real fucking argument and we can fucking have it. Unfucking believable. I'm closing the fuck out. The point of this whole motherfucking original video that I made was so that guys don't waste their fucking time. Now you saw how fucking Priest just said all these steps, all those things was a waste of time. All right, I'd rather be getting sleep, I'd rather be training, I'd rather be making money, I'd rather be with a girl that's giving it up. So I'm just gonna say it again, bro. Don't be that guy. Go back and watch the damn video again, and maybe you'll get it this time. For all the guys that didn't get it the first time, for all the guys who did get it the first time, watch it again and remind yourself when you're about to go out, watch it again and be like, you know what? Allende has a point here. This is the blueprint. Let me not waste my time with these chicks. Let me get to the point. All right?
The fact that H3 is platforming this person and not even questioning any of the lies that they're saying is mad to me. It's crazy. And not only that, they're doing it for financial gain because they hate these guys. They'll just, hey man, you got a story on them? Let's go. You got to scrutinize this woman.
I also agree with what Abba's saying about it was a little sloppy and irresponsible how H3 put her up there with like this supposed credibility. I was thinking that while I was watching the video, but it just didn't matter to me because, like I said, my video was not about who's right, who's wrong. It wasn't about whether or not this chick is capping or lying. It wasn't about if she's Me Tooing Myron or doing this for clout. It wasn't about if H3 hates Fresh and Fit. It wasn't about any of those things. It was about how can I help guys get better results with pursuing what they want from women, which is basically a lot of what my channel is about. So I'm definitely, like I said, toning it down on all the free fucking game and advice, as there are a lot of guys who are serious about it and they respect it and they appreciate it and value it. So thank God I'm starting to finally, filter those guys and focus on them. So that's where it's going right now, and I love it because you can't help everybody. And the more I do this shit is the more I realize that the majority of dudes don't deserve it. Majority of dudes don't appreciate it anyway. So it's like, all right, cool, perfect. Because it's easier and more efficient to just focus on the guys that are like, yo, you changed my entire perspective on you, and I really appreciate it. You're saving me time. You know, I'm getting better now. I'm not wasting money on these chicks. I'm not chasing these chicks. I'm focused. Like, those are the guys that I want to fucks with. Those are the guys that I want the feedback from.
At the end of the day, I'm not a fan of stories, stuff like this. I think this is incredibly bad.
No.
And I think content creators have to be more responsible when they're platforming these people. Not to just do this whole fucking bullshit of like, believe women. No. Because guess what? People lie.
They're liars.
Men lie, women lie, everybody fucking lies. Don't just inherently believe people. Because when it's going to be your turn, and you like, that's some bullshit, you're going to wish some people actually had some scrutiny for the people who are accusing you.
So that's it for Abba and Preach. And like I said earlier, and they pretty much just said the same thing, but from a different angle. He said that if you get jammed up, you're not going to want people to take the credibility of the woman and just believe all women. Well, what I'm telling guys is how to not get jammed up in the first place. I would expect a bunch of thank yous, not a bunch of fucking ridicule for that. But it's just funny how you try to help people and they got some stupid shit to say. But in any event, the tech support is coming, I would think, relatively soon at this point, because like I said, a lot of guys are starting to chip in and contribute phones and donate phones to the cause so that I can like set this up the way that I feel it needs to be done. But I still will need more phones. I mean, that's just gonna be indefinite, you know what I mean? That's just the way that the particular system that I'm doing is gonna work. It's gonna require like multiple phones. But the best way to teach this type of stuff is to show it, period. Like to be able to show it in real time. And I would have loved to like walk through a similar text thread as this situation. And I would have started it from meeting a girl out somewhere, just simply getting her number. And then I can instruct the guy how to take it from there. Or, you know, I would demonstrate it myself. But either way, the point is, as a group, we'll be able to see step by step how you walk that through so you can safely get to the conclusion that you want. For the guys that insist on trying these one-night stands type things and just met the girl, I mean, that's cool too, bro. I'm not telling you not to. I'm just telling you it's not ideal. But if you're into that hooking up with strangers thing, cool. There's a way to go about that too. I've done that a million times. I've done that a million times. So we could talk about that too. So anyhow, for consultations, for like that one-on-one advice, for the people that do appreciate all this fucking game, hit me up, bro. Get in the email. Let me know the situation. Let me see the texts that you guys are sending back and forth. And trust me, I will tell you how to turn around. I'm out of here, guys. Keep it authentic.